Thor Love and Thunder doesn't live up to the hype, so there's so many good things about this film. It's a fun ride, and we get like some really good passages of time. Gorn is incredible, like his portrayal is so good, like he's such an awesome villain. Like Christian Bale does so well, but it's just flooded. This movie's just flooded with one-liners. It's kind of like the first half of the film, everyone is getting ready to stand up audition tape. The first half of the film, like it's just one-liners everywhere. Everyone's a comic relief character, and it's like that everyone's just getting ready for their stand-up reel, in terms of everyone needs to have that comic moment, which is really off-putting, where this should have had a much darker tone, where if we're going to really go down these lines, it'd be like Christian Bale. Like, I know the puns don't work, and that's just what that whole half of the movie is all about. But Christian Bale is just incredible. Like, he's only in about 4 or 5 scenes, but his performance is incredible. Like, that's the perfect blend that I wanted for like him to be sinister and have that sort of deranged feeling, where the setup for him, they didn't really go into too much. Like, it was a pretty quick progression in terms of what his motives were. It's a reasonable motive for him to really be able to turn into that sort of sinister guy who's been corrupted by the Necron sword. And it's just his conflict between Thor and himself is just really cool to see. And like the visual representation is just awesome. Like the flashes between the black and white and the color, it's just everything that goes into it is pretty cool. So I know this film, they're actually going for a more sensitive Thor, so they needed to sort of flesh out Jane and Thor's relationship, which they did towards the end of the film, but before that it was just really awkward, and both of them were trying to, one-up each other in terms of comic delivery, where when they actually did delve into it, had that emotional payoff that you were looking for, and that reconnection of the two famous from the first film. But overall, everyone just didn't really have the impact I was looking for until the last third of the film, where they actually go and have that final confrontation with Gorn. And I really like the motive and the resolve right at the end. Like, I do like that part, and it's just really setting up for the next film. But the CGI felt a little bit off. Like, I'm not sure what was going on. Like, it was a little bit inconsistent. I know there's a lot of like CGI stuff going on just because there are so many different worlds and just different aspects that they need to be able to portray, because Thor is obviously bringing into the different worlds. And I know that it had to, but it's just something was off right at the start with the CGI, and just the gags get really tired really quickly. It is a fun ride, like it is one of the better Thor films, but it just doesn't capture Ragnarok's like perfect blend of serious tone and comedy, where it just felt a bit forced. The goats, like, you're gonna understand once you watch it what the goats are all about, but they get real tired real quick. But like, overall, it is one of the better ones, and it's definitely worth a watch. I do like the soundtrack. They've got rid of the Led Zeppelin and replaced it with Guns N' Roses, which does suit the actual atmosphere that they're trying to go for, and it is a fun blend for the music when things are kicking off. But yeah, overall, it's 3 screaming goats out of 5. Let me know what you thought about it, and you know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends.